Hey there, welcome. Thanks for joining us. If you can put your name in the comments below, I'd love to know who you are and what kind of business you have and where you're from. All right, today we're going to talk about 6 simple steps that anyone can use to improve the relationship that they have with their bookkeeper. All right, the CEO and bookkeeper relationship. How does it affect your business, and how relinquishing control of this position can actually create some massive growth for your business? My name is Caitlin, and I am the owner of Citizen Virtual Business Services. We are a virtual bookkeeping company, and our goal is to help 7-figure plumbing contractors to increase their profits without spending any more time in their books. So let's dive in. Step 1, remember why you hired a bookkeeper in the first place. A lot of business owners will say that they just don't have time or the means to do the financial work themselves. But really what they're saying is that they're looking for a new way to solve their financial problems. They're looking for someone with a specific skill set that can help them tackle anything that comes up in a way that's beyond someone with multiple skills. So understanding why you chose to bring a bookkeeper onto your team is crucial in building that CEO bookkeeper relationship, especially if it's more than I don't like to or I don't have time for this type of work. Because if you decide to bring them on as an enhancement to your business, you need to remember what that enhancement is that you're looking for. Maybe it's risk reduction, maybe it's increase in profits. Is it strategy? You determine the why and set that expectation from the start to alleviate any confusion. Step number 2, make sure you have hired the right person. Maybe the person you've hired excels as a bookkeeper, but you find their personality clashes with your company's culture. This can actually be a really difficult thing to navigate. So ask yourself why you're having trouble with this person. Do they get along with your team members? Does their history support your feelings? Is it how you operate? Is it how they're showing up in the business? Ultimately, you have to make a decision that will benefit your company in the long run, and that might mean having some difficult conversations with them. So reflect on your company culture and make sure that each hire, and really not just your bookkeeper, but anybody in your company, is aligned with your company culture. Step number 3, define the bookkeeper role from the start. Starting day 1, whether it's the first day of hire or the day you decide to make some changes, you're going to want to set some clear directions as to what you expect and what you need from your bookkeeper. You can determine expectations by having a conversation with your bookkeeper, sharing what it is that you need for your business's growth, asking for input and expectations from them, and coming up with a shared strategy with clear guidelines on how to move forward. This way, there's no question as to what needs to be done and when it needs to be done by. Step number 4, trust isn't going to be built overnight. As a CEO, you can ask for a few small tasks to be completed to help build your confidence in the bookkeeper that you're working with. But understandably, the bulk of the trust building should come from the bookkeeper. Now, as a bookkeeper myself, what I do to build trust when I'm working with a new client is I first of all set the proper expectations from the start. Then I create a system that works both for our team and for the client and their team. We definitely always want to deliver on time, if not ahead of schedule. Arrive to meetings prepared for our conversation and really looking for innovation within a company and identifying ways to execute instead of finding reasons that things just can't be done. And there's so much more to it that I'd love to talk with you about in person. But because you really need someone that's willing to completely take over these tasks, so you don't have to think about it again. All right, step number 5, make sure the deliverables and guidelines are explicit. It's great to have your plumbing contracting business where everybody on the team is working together to hit your company goals. But that leaves a lot of space for who's responsible for this and who's supposed to be doing that, and the lines sometimes become blurred. So instead of waiting for the blame game to happen when deliverables aren't being done on time, you're going to want to clearly define who on your team is responsible for what, and the bookkeeper should be defining who on their team should be responsible as well. And then just determine really when things really need to be getting to you. That way you're going to have your business and your team operating like a well-oiled machine from the start. Finally, step 6. Communication is key. As with any relationship, healthy and consistent communication is truly a must for building trust. Set time aside to meet with your bookkeeper often in the beginning and allow them to express what they think is going well as maybe some of their frustrations. During these conversations that you're going to be able to provide praise and constructive criticism while learning where your bookkeeper is in terms of deliverables and even their commitments to your business. So what are the big takeaways? Really doesn't matter if you've had a bookkeeper for years or if you're just starting to do some research to make a hire in the next few months. You can build or strengthen the relationship you have with your bookkeeper starting today. Make sure that things align with your company culture, your mission, and your vision. You're not going to be for every bookkeeper. Not every bookkeeper is going to be for you. So that's going to be okay. But communication, expectations, and clearly defined responsibilities are going to set you well on your way to having a team that works just as hard to find new ways to solve your financial problems and help you to take your business to the next level. So if your business finances haven't grown increasingly complicated, if your business finances have and grown, oh my word, if your business finances have grown increasingly complicated, that wasn't complicated at all, and you're not sure if you or your team is managing things correctly, it might be time to consider working with a bookkeeper. So if you or someone you know is looking for a little bit of extra help, please tag them below or give us a comment and we'll reach out to you directly. We'd love to work with you and your team and see if it's a good fit. All right, I will see you next time. Take care and have an awesome day.